A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong it is until it's in hot water. Do one thing every day that scares you. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you will be criticized anyway. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. No matter how plain a woman may be, if truth and honesty are written across her face, she will be beautiful. We are afraid to care too much, for fear that the other person does not care at all. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude. Beautiful young people are accidents of nature, but beautiful old people are works of art. If someone betrays you once, it's their fault. If they betray you twice, it's your fault. With the new day comes a new strength and new thoughts. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct of a life well lived. Life is what you make it, always has been, always will be. Life was meant to be lived and curiosity must be kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. It's not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with the best you have to give. What could we accomplish if we knew we could not fail? Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes. Never mistake knowledge for wisdom. One helps you making a living, the other helps you make a life. No one won the last war, and no one will win the next war. When will our consciousness grow to tender that we will act to prevent human misery rather than avenge it? I think at a child's birth, if a mother could ask a fairy godmother to endue it with the most useful gift, that gift would be curiosity. Work is always an antidote to depression. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do. Light a candle instead of cursing the darkness. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. It's your life, but only if you make it so. I think that somehow we learn who we really are and then live with that decision. A stumbling block to the pessimist is a stepping stone to the optimist. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you will ever be again. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Courage is exhilarating. All of life is a constant education. There is not a human being from whom we cannot learn something if we are interested enough to dig deep. The only advantage of not being too good a housekeeper is that your guests are so pleased to feel how very much better they are. The giving of love is an education in itself. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good ideal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. As for accomplishments, I just did what I had to do as things came along. I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. Will people ever be wise enough to refuse to follow bad leaders or to take away the freedom of other people? Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. The only things one can admire at length are those one admires without knowing why. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Character building begins in our infancy and continues until death. There are no have-to, just choices. Never be bored and you will never be boring. In all our contacts, it is probably the sense of being really needed and wanted which gives us the greatest satisfaction and creates the most lasting bond. Be confident, not certain. I could not add any age. Be content to take my place in a corner by the fireside and simply look on. You always admire what you really don't understand. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. What you don't do can be a destructive force. Understanding is a two-way street. Justice cannot be for one side alone, but must be for both. If man is to be liberated to enjoy more leisure, he must also be prepared to enjoy this leisure fully and creatively. There is nothing to fear except fear itself. I know that we will be the sufferers if we let great wrongs occur without exerting ourselves to correct them. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. Each time you learn something new, you must readjust the whole framework of your knowledge. No man is defeated without until he has first been defeated within. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. Nothing has ever been achieved by the person who says it can't be done. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Success in marriage depends on being able, when you get over being in love, to really love. When you stop learning, you stop living in any vital and meaningful sense. Perhaps we have to learn that life was not meant to be lived in security, but with adventurous courage. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. We gain courage and wisdom from every instance in which we stop to look fear in the face. Good leaders inspire people to have confidence in their leader. Great leaders inspire people to have confidence in themselves. We obtain our education at home, at school, and most important, from life itself. Every time you meet a crisis and live through it, you make it simpler for the next time. There is nothing to regret, either for those who go or for those who are left behind. You cannot live at all if you do not learn to adapt yourself to your life as it happens to be. No relationship in this world ever remains warm and close unless a real effort is made on both sides to keep it so. The knowledge of how little you can do alone teaches you humility. There is no experience from which you can learn something. The most unhappy people in the world are those who face the days without knowing what to do with their time. The danger lies in the possibility that we will not accept the person as he is, but try to make him over according to our own ideas. Education provides the necessary tools, equipment, by which we learn how to learn. It is not more a vacation we need, it is more vocation. You not only have a right to be an individual, you have a responsibility. What other people think of me is none of my business.